Welcome back to another edition of More to Live For. It's the voice of the North, live and direct, man. Shout out to all my subscribers, man. Shout out to everybody that's, pressing the like buttons, man, and keeping in tune with this good content that I'm putting together for y'all. Tonight, I got another update on, a good friend of mine that's in a bad situation, man. So I was able to, um, I was fortunate enough, to be able to get two good phone conversations with him. Two state calls. I didn't really know if I wanted to, necessarily broadcast the whole conversation, so I decided not to. So, what I can do, is give everybody a full update. The people that's been following me, the people been following me, been following the whole situation. I definitely give everybody a good update on, what he has going on now in his current situations, man. So, shout out to everybody that's been watching, man, and let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. So the first time that I talked to him out of these two calls, and like I said, both of these calls were some good conversations because I, basically just wanted him to vent. You know what I mean? So, being that he's still, up in Marion, correctional, in the mountains, he's still dealing with everything that's that prisons in the mountains, come with different, not necessarily race politics, because these, this North Carolina Department of Correction that we're talking about. So not necessarily race politics, but just straight up racism. Whether it's from the inmates or mostly, it's from the staff. Understand? So it's just how it is. These particular prisons, that's be on the other side of the state. They really the towns that they're in, these prisons, really jump starting the whole, economy over there. So, it's definitely, generations of, families that, working in there, if not whole families and things of that nature. And, it sucks to say that, with the not necessarily, this particular prison, but, prisons in these rural areas, that nothing is going on, in prisons like this, I'm pretty sure, it's certain guards that told certain inmates that, my grandchildren to be watching your grandchildren, things to that nature. Real sucker type shit. No other way. We're straight up racism type shit. So ain't no other way to talk about that. So, but yeah, that's definitely what he got going on. You know, he's in a better place mentally, with the things that we're talking about. He's doing everything that he can, to get in a better situation, to where he can, ultimately transfer, to the gang unit that he was trying to transfer to in this particular unit. From everything that I'm understanding, and everything I gathered through my research, is a former youth prison, which is also in the mountains too. So he often leans on the fact that while he's in the mountains, he's gonna make the best of it, and make this transition to this particular prison, which can ultimately lead to an early release. The worst case scenario, he had to max out, and he's looking at 2027. But you know, uh, with everything that that he's been through, and the way that he was sentencing, I definitely think, if he continue to do everything the right way, which is not necessarily, something easy to do, being, incarcerated in North Carolina prison or any other prison. But I think if he continue to do, those things and stay on the path that he's on, which is trying to get to this game course, I definitely think, he'd be in a better situation where he can be released before 2027. So that's the ultimate goal, and that's what his whole movement is about. He definitely somebody that I've been knowing for a while. So it's really no point, turn your back on him, or anything like that. But I just want my viewers to understand, the politics that that go on in these North Carolina prisons that's in the mountains. And from what I'm hearing, it's definitely going on in other states that have the other states that have mountains. Period. North Carolina in particular, is a state that many people might not know have mountains, but the mountains out here, from what he's saying, there's a lot of racism out there, and During the phone call, he was, just reminding me that, he's trying to do the right thing, but, he really, can't, it really wouldn't take much for the right, the wrong person to say something to him. Mainly, guard, because that's how they be coming out and that's how they be trying to handle them. So, he mentioned that. So I pray for him like I continue to pray for him, and eventually he will be released. That's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal. So, I'm gonna keep raising awareness about this whole situation. It's only right, because some people, they forgot about him. He tried to call, they wouldn't, answer his calls, so they'll tell him, I'm going to send this, send that, and it never, it never surfaced. He mentioned that, it's a saying that they got, you find out who fuck with you when you're in there. So, I definitely told him I definitely understand that. So, but, not, bashing the ones that, that were living the life that didn't, necessarily want to, to stay in contact with them. But if you in that life, you should understand that there's a possibility of it. And even if you don't necessarily, go through it, you should definitely keep being there for your friends that's unfortunately going through it. So it's all about, staying in touch with your close ones, man, being there for your people when when they're going through bad situations, because at a drop of a dime, any one of us could be in this situation. So that's what it's all about. That's why I'm raising the awareness that I'm raising. I'm just hoping that he be in a better situation, that he can ultimately get out them gates. February make 15 years. 15 years all mainline. No chance of PC. No chance of having. No chance of rolling off any of y'all. Been to some of the toughest North Carolina prisons there are. Started at, from my understanding, he did his, his first reception was at Craven, but eventually, he went to Central Prison, and then from Central he went to, Tabor Correctional, and then, he was on Maury for 5 or 6 years, and then, Morrison, and now, up in Marion. So definitely, a stand up guy. So, definitely not nobody that's, that anybody can speak down on when it comes to that lifestyle. But that's not, necessarily the lifestyle that, we're trying to, put fame on. But, when you're in the belly of the beast, you got to act, you got to adapt to your surroundings, and me myself haven't been through it, but through the things that he tell me, I can sort of understand, the situations that he been in, and what will you do for your life? What will you do to protect your life and your sanity? So you got to ask yourself that, and you just got to always to, if you got somebody going through the situation, you got to always continue to be there for them and raise awareness. So that's what this all about, man. I just wanted to, get a quick update. My homeboy, what he got going on, man. Shout out to Rashad, man. You'll be home soon. One thing that I always tell him, and I'm gonna tell y'all this too, man. So everybody that's been following, this whole journey that he has going on. And I end all my conversations with him every time I talk to him. And I straight up tell him, this right here, this shit almost over with, dog. So, it's straight like that, man. I'm gonna be short and sweet, straight to the point, man. Shout out to my subscribers, man. Make sure you like, comment on this video, man. Subscribe, share it. Definitely trying to, get this video popping, man. So, a lot of people see it. A lot of people got, you know, loved ones, incarcerated, whether it's North Carolina or any other state. I'm definitely trying to raise awareness. Anybody trying to get in contact with them, definitely, can reach them on the Get Now app. I just blasted his his DLC number, so you definitely can get in touch with him that way. So yeah, so we're gonna be out, man. So like I said, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Definitely share this video, man. Anybody want to get in touch with him, it's the Getting Out app, and you can use that. You can enter his DLC number, and you can get in touch with him that way. So shout out to everybody watching, man. I hope you enjoy this, man. Why settle for less? My last name's Moore, man. It's the voice of the North, man. We out. Free Rashad White.